Welcome to the next video in my series on centered around IoT or Internet of Things. So today we're not going to really be looking at anything that's connected to the internet. We're going to start with a very basic sort of hello world Arduino example, which is called the Arduino Blink tutorial. We'll also cover just setting up your first sketch and installing the IDE and all that kind of thing. And our end goal is to have the Arduino, the built-in LED, just blink based on certain parameters that we give it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you a tutorial for just how to set up your first Arduino sketch. So a sketch is basically just a little routine, a piece of code that you can run and upload onto an Arduino and have it execute there. It's like an embedded piece of code on the board itself. In this case, I'll be using an Arduino Uno, and we'll be using the standard Arduino IDE for Linux, just because that's what I use, but it's, I assume, just as easy on other operating systems as well to get things set up. So the guide is very straightforward for installing the software, where to download it and whatnot. You basically just download it and extract it, and then there's like one script that you run. I think it's /install sh that you'd run once if you cd into the Arduino directory. That'll install the software, and then basically just /Arduino, and then it's up and running. I see that they have also included some stuff around if you get an error for the serial port, some things to do. I didn't personally have to do that, so I'm just going to skip over that part. But that'll get the IDE up and running, which looks like this. I'm running version 1.8.9 at the moment, and what I've got over here is I've called the sketch ultrasonic test 1. That's just modifying the code to have an ultrasonic sensor be tested at a later stage. But for now, we'll just do we'll forget about ultrasonic sensors or any kinds of sort of attachments to the Arduino board, and let's just have a look at the basic code for kind of like the hello world example. It's not literally hello world, but it's the basic first example that you usually do, at least as far as I've seen, when learning how to code with an Arduino, or code for an Arduino rather. So as you can see, the code is well, you may or may not be able to see, but it's in C++, and basically what we're going to do here is just define two methods. It's as simple as that. All the Arduino sketches have these two methods, one called setup, two functions, and the other one called loop. Setup runs once. As we upload the sketch, it'll run, and then also there's a little reset button which I'll show you on the board itself, that'll cause it to run as well. And in this particular setup method, we're just initializing the digital pin called LED built in as an output. Okay, so that's what this is doing. It's setting the LED built in pin mode to output, because we're going to actually use it for outputting something. In this case, we're going to make the LED flash or blink. That's why this tutorial is often called the blink tutorial. And then we've got a loop function. That one just continuously loops. It'll loop forever. It just executes continuously. And what we're going to do in there is, the first step is we turn the LED built-in, this LED built-in pin, which is where the LED is. So we're turning the LED on basically by saying that we're doing a digital write and specifying high level of voltage. That'll turn it on. Then we're going to delay for a second, because the delay method takes in milliseconds. So delay 1000 is delay for a second. And then we're going to write low voltage to the same LED. So that'll turn it off. And then we'll wait another second. So what we expect to see is that the LED will blink, be on for a second, then be off for a second. Then it'll execute the next iteration of the loop, be on for a second, be off for a second. And it will just continue to do that indefinitely. So I'm just going to show you on a split screen what this actually looks like. Okay, so here we have the Arduino Uno that I'm going to be using. Okay, we don't have to use any jumpers or anything special. We don't have much to connect. All we're going to do is we're going to take the little power / data transfer cable, the USB on this side, and we are going to plug it in very simply. There we go. So there it is, plugged in, just like that. And we take our USB cable and we just pop it into our laptop as you would do with any other USB. Okay, got it in. Alright, and you'll see it lights up. Okay, so now we have our sketch, which we're just going to upload onto the board. So I click this over here, compiles the sketch, uploads it. Okay, now there we go. We see an LED blink, off, on, off. See, it's on and off for a second, and it just continues to do that. Now we can make some other changes. For example, what if we just never turn it off? See what happens then. The LED's on and it just never ever goes off. Okay, and we can fiddle around with this as much as we want. So we could say, okay, let's let it go on for 5 seconds and then off for 1 second. So there we can see it's on, and then it's off for 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should go off and then back on. You see, so it's as simple as that. That is the basic blink tutorial. And as I mentioned, there is a reset button on here, just at the top there. And if you press that, it'll basically start all over, which also means it would rerun the setup method again and then go back into the loop. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it interesting and useful, and please subscribe if you want to be notified about the future videos that come out.